Hi, how are you? How was your week? Was it a good week? Yesterday was beautiful. It was perfect weather. It was in the 70s. It was kind of sunny. It was comfortable. So today's a little rain, but we can handle that. So you got through the day. You got through the week. I was thinking about what's going on this weekend, Mother's Day, and what it means. And what is my role as a mom, and what is my role as a daughter. And so I kind of looked it up in the Bible. And then one of the things I was thinking about was that children like to tell their moms what to do when they get a little bit older. And so I think about that quite often. And I thought, let me see what it kind of goes, what kind of God would look at it, how God would look at it. All right. So I looked up Luke 2:41 through 52. This is when Jesus was a child. Every year, Jesus' parents went to Jerusalem for the Passover feast. And when Jesus was 12, they went to the feast as they always did. And when it was over, they went home. The boy Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem, but his parents didn't know it. They traveled for a whole day. They thought Jesus was with them in the group, and they began to look for him among their family and friends, but they didn't find him. He was sitting in the temple with the religious teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. All who heard were amazed at his understanding and wise answers. Jesus' parents found him, and they were amazed. And his mother said to him, "Why did you do this to us? Your father and I were very worried. We've been looking for you." And Jesus said, "Why did you have to look for me? You should have known that I must be where my Father's work is." They didn't understand the meaning of that. So Jesus went with them to Nazareth and obeyed them. And his mother was still thinking about all that had happened. Jesus continued to learn more and more and to grow physically. People liked him and he pleased God. All right, I think about this. Jesus was 12. There was a whole group of people that were going home after the feast, and they figured he was with his friends. He didn't come up to them and say, "I'm late, I'm staying." He just did what he needed to do. He did what he needed to do, regardless of telling his mom where he was. But it's in the Bible. And it's not in there as a cautionary tale. It's in there to show who he was and how he was and how he treated his parents. I have noticed as I get older that I know less and less. I have less and less to share with my kids, but they have more and more to share with me. It's an interesting way to look at it. We as parents tend to sit around and say, they think they know everything, our children. Maybe they do. Maybe there's an understanding that they have that we have lost or that we don't have right now. Here's another one. When all the wine was gone, this was the wedding, John 2:3-5. When all the wine was gone, Jesus' mother said, "They have no more wine." And Jesus said, "Why are you coming to me? My time has not yet come." I think he means to do a miracle, to start the miracles. And his mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you to do." And eventually he did. He changed the water into wine. So Jesus is like, Mary's telling him what to do, and Jesus is like, "Why are you telling me what to do?" Is that right? Should he have said, "Okay, I'll do whatever you say"? I don't know. This is what I know. I know that Jesus took his cue from God. I know that he came here for a purpose. And I know that his mother took that role on as his mother, took it seriously, and held it for the whole time he was here and even beyond. So, what is my role as the mom? Is my role continuing to be, until I die, telling my children what to do? Is that the extent of my role? I don't think that's what God is saying. I think God is saying, listen, you raise them up, you do what you need to do for them, and then you let it go. Proverbs 31, 26 through 27. That's mom, she speaks wise words, and she teaches others to be kind. She watches over her family, and she's always busy. That's the role. You watch over your family. You take care of them. You keep them safe. In Proverbs 1, 8 through 9, my child, you listen to your father's teaching, and you do not forget your mother's advice. Their teaching will beautify your life. It will be like flowers in your hair or a chain around your neck. Okay, so here we got. This is what we have. We have a woman who accepted the responsibility of taking care of God's son, of loving him, raising him, teaching him. And then when he got older, he took the role of teaching her and everyone else. So, my children are grown. They don't know everything, but they know quite a bit. And a lot of what they know is more than I know. For example, if you as a mom who have grown children have a phone and it doesn't work, who's the first person you call? You call your kids. When my daughter decided to go on Weight Watchers, we took our cue from her and did the same thing. We are learning from our children. Our children learned from us, absolutely. We taught them how to ride a bike, how to be kind, how to study, that it is important to study, that it is important to have training. We taught them to be a good friend and a good sibling. We taught them to be good rather than do something that's hurtful to other people. And now it's their turn. And you know what? They're using what we taught them, and they're going beyond. They're learning how to do a job that I don't know how to do. They've got so much more information out there than we did, that they're learning from and handling. I don't know if this makes any sense, but I know this. I raised my kids, and now they're on their own. They still call me. They still need things, but they're adults, and they have their own experiences. And those experiences they've learned from, and they're teaching me. When Colleen and Lisa and I went to Disney, I followed their lead. They knew what they were doing. I had a great time. So, we teach our children, and then we have a role that comes up. We learn from them. We listen to them. We take what they say and we figure it out. We don't ignore it. We don't say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, you're too young. I don't say that. I don't think God wants us to say that. I think what God is saying, listen, your children have a gift. They have something to give, and they have something to give back to us. And sometimes it's how you do things. Sometimes it's love and friendship, sharing a meal. But sometimes it's ma, you have to do it this way. Ma, you're doing it wrong. Do it right. Honestly, that's what's supposed to happen. That was my job, and my husband's job, was to take care of those kids and teach them so they grow up and they teach, including the person who taught them. This is amazing, this life. And I don't always have time to think about it, but once a week, I get about 10 minutes to think about it. All the blessings that we are given. And of all of these blessings, Kenny and my kids are it. They're the biggest parts. My family, yes. My job, definitely. But the biggest blessings that I have are the children and the team that I am part of. To have raised them and to still be in their lives. So when your children get to be about 12 or 13 and start telling you what to do, you just remember that's kind of what they're supposed to do. And your job is to continue to teach, but also to learn from them. So, here's my homework for today. Listen to your mom. Do what she says. And your job as a mom, listen to your kids. Do what they say. We're going to celebrate all of this on Sunday, but this is something we got to do all the time. But on Sunday, we're going to remember Mom was here for a reason, and the children are the reason, and they're here for a reason. I don't know if this makes sense. And if it doesn't, I apologize. But listen to your mom and listen to your kids, and we'll do what we're supposed to do. Have a great week. I love you. Miss you a lot. But we'll be together soon. Take care.